Idea is you need to pull that, tame that arc, bring that arc inward, as we can see from here, to get it closer to your body. Now there's basically, we could talk maybe 4 different ways. Pull your shoulder back, rotating a little bit. You can lean back a little bit, or you can do a combination of all those things. So what we need to do is you're going to have to experiment a little bit and see what tames the arc the best for you. The problem with staying vertical and pulling with your arm is your arm and your elbow, as in comparison to your shoulder, it's a lot more work and damaging and hard to always be pulling with your arm in and then in a sense punching through. So the problem with the really just relying solely on your arm is you get this kind of ugly snatch punch through that can happen very easily. Plus, it's a lot of strain on your elbow. It's much easier to lean back a little bit and have your arm almost completely straight, or to twist a little bit and you get all your trunk muscles coming back and then coming forward. When you are snatching, if you want to do that gradual unwind and you're going to punch it through, as it goes behind you, your hand is angled down. When it's around waist level, your hand is level. When it's up around your shoulder, you need to have that approximately 40-45 degree angle of the handle, so that when you push your hand around the bell, it turns. If you have your handle flat, and the handle is flat, put your hand up there, no, over top. If it's flat, it's going to flop over the top and it's going to be stuck across your palm. If you have it up at an angle, as you push through, it's going to sneak around the outside of your forearm and lock out correctly. So again, when it gets up here, it needs to be at that 45 degree angle. Needs to be there. That way when you push the handle, the bell just comes right around and it sneaks around the outside of your wrist.
And this is on the rotational snatch.
On the rotational snatch. Okay? You're literally going to start to bend your legs a tiny bit. Your arm is straightening out. Your body is now pressed hard against its side. You come back, come forward. But you can't jerk the arm and then go back. You can't dump the clean and have your elbow pop out, or dump it and have your elbow pop to the side. That puts all the pressure here. You let it come to here, and then as soon as it gets here, a little bit of bend in the legs. You wait till it gets to here to come forward. If you start to come forward too early, all that pressure goes to your back. The muscles turn on, everything gets worked too much. I need to wait and make sure he doesn't come forward too early. So it's a little slight pressure on the trapezius. He lets it go down and then he pulls off of it. So I'm holding him down, boom, a little bit faster. So I hold him back, boom. I don't let him go, no, dump it home, and throw it forward. So I don't let him go forward too early. I hold him back. And start with a light kettlebell on this. Go light, get the rhythm down, then you can transition to a harder one, heavier one. To here, he only has to dip down, what? 3-4 inches, and then he stands back up again. I'm going to say Nick weighs, 220, so if he only has to move a few inches, that's no big deal. But if he only bumps it to here, now there's the center of gravity. If he has to drop down now a foot, that's an extra 220 foot-pounds of work that he has to do. Okay? Again, Olympic weightlifting jerk and the kettlebell jerk are much different. Because one, you're trying to do reps, multiple reps. One, you're trying to do heavyweight, low reps, or even just singles. So again, he needs to dip, and as he drives it up, it needs to get beyond 90, and he needs to get above his head before he then comes down. So then he only moves his body a little bit. The most of the body movement and the drive come from the first drive, dip and drive. So it's dip, drive. So let's just do the dip and drive. So this is the bump drill. Dip, drive, nope. See, you short armed it. Dip, drive, nope, right about there. You need to get to there. You need to get past 90. Because the problem that people do with the bump drill is they just bump it this high. They just bump it off their chest. And they get used to bumping it off their chest. But the problem is, this does not translate to what you have to do in the competition. In the competition, you have to bump it that high. You have to get it to here so that when you go down, you only go down that far. Because if you get used to bumping it right here, how far you got to go down? Boom. You have to go way down. And that's very inefficient. Again, practice like you play. Every time you do the bump drill, dip, drive, you got to get it to here. And then let it come down. So just do, and then it comes down. Dip, drive, boom. Has to come to here. No, didn't hit my hands. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay.